Okay guys, so today we're on common factoring, which is 2.3. Today's actually day 3. Okay, so it says to factor an algebraic expression, divide out the greatest number or term that will divide into all terms, which is what we call the greatest common factor. Okay, so we've got 3 terms over here: 2x cubed, 4x squared, and negative 6x. Okay. Oh, and by the way, my voice doesn't seem to be matching up with my video, so just bear with me over here with this thing. I'm not sure why it's happening, if it's even happening. So first we do our coefficients, okay? So 2, 4, and negative 6 over here. What number goes into all 3 of those? What number goes into 2, 4, and 6? 2 goes into it, and then you do your variables. Now the variables are easy. Now remember, variable terms includes the exponent, okay? They're easy because you just pick the one with the lowest exponent. So we've got x cubed, x squared, and just x. So I pull out the lowest one, which is x, okay? You need how to do all this example 1. When we get to example 3, this is the first step that you need to know how to do. Okay, these are all constants, all numbers. That's pretty easy. 33, 44, 55. What number goes into each of those? 11. Letter C again, so you've got coefficients and variables. So just handle the coefficients first. So 4, 8, and 12. What number goes into those evenly? And if you said 4, you're right. And then let's do our a's. So I got a cubed, a squared, and just a. So I told you to take out the lowest one, which is a. And then you've got your b's, b squared, and b. So I'm pulling out a b. Okay? This one over here is a little bit of a special case. If you notice both brackets, that's what we call a common bracket. So it's the exact same thing in the bracket. Okay? So we can pull out a 3x minus 4y are common in both terms. So remember, this is one term, this is a second term. Okay, I'm not sure if you'll get something like that, so I really wouldn't worry about that. Okay, example 2 says find the greatest common factor of 2x plus 2. Sorry guys. Why it's not focusing, I'm not sure. Here we go. 2x plus 2 and express it in factored form. So again, do your coefficients first. You've got 2 over here, you've got 2 over here. I can pull out a 2. And then I do an open bracket. Okay, I can't pull out an x because there's no x there. Okay, so this is the tough part, getting this number right here. And you'll find that in example 3 as well. Once you get this number, there's got to be a binomial in here because this is a binomial. So you're just kind of picturing this with a plus sign in the middle. And you go like this. 2 times something has to equal 2x. So there's got to be an x there. And then your second one, 2 times something has to equal 2. Got to put a 1 there. Okay? So remember, factoring, which is what we told you last year, factoring is the opposite of expanding. Okay? In example 3 over here, see if I can focus this properly this time. There we go. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 sets of terms over here. So again, do your coefficients first. Okay? So 6, 15, 27, what goes into those evenly? So you got to be half decent with mental math over here, okay? So yeah, 3 goes into them evenly, all 3 of them. Then you do your variables. So I got, let's do our x's. So I got x squared, x, and I told you to pull out the lowest one. And then I've got my y's, y squared, y, pull out a y. Okay? That's going to be your number outside of the bracket. It's a trinomial, so you need 3 terms in here. So make a half-decent bracket. And then we've got this times our first term, this times our second term, this times our third term. Okay? You know there's got to be a plus here and a minus here from here, plus and minus. And you do your first term. So you do your coefficients first. Follow my pencil. 3 times something is 6. Okay? X times something, x squared. And then y times something is y. I just leave it. I don't put a 1 there. I just leave it. Okay? Second term, 3 times something, 15. X times something, x, leave it. Y times something, y squared. Okay, last one. 3 times something, 27. 9. And then xy, xy, just leave it. And you're done. You've fully factored that. This is what we call just common factoring. So there's going to be different types of factoring by the time we're done this chapter, okay? The first type is called common factoring. Okay? Letter B, same idea. Trinomial, 3 terms. So do our coefficients first. 12, 28, 44. And if you said 4, you're right. Then do your variables. Let's do our a's. A cubed, a squared, a. Pull out the lowest one. And now our b's. B squared, b cubed, b4. Pull out the lowest one, which is b squared. Okay, do a big bracket, because it's going to be a trinomial in there. And picture this. It's got to be a plus here and a minus here. So, first arrow, first term. Coefficients. 4 times something is 12. Do your a's. A times something, a cubed. It's got to be a squared, right? That's your exponent laws from last year. Okay, a times a is, a times a cubed. You add your exponents. So there's really an exponent 1 there. So 1 plus 2, exponent 3. Okay, then you do your b's. B squared times something is b squared. Nothing, just leave it. Okay, second arrow, coefficients. 4 times something, 28. Then you do your variables. Let's do our a's. A times something, a squared. So you got to put an a there. And then b squared times something, b cubed. Put a b there. Okay, drop your subtraction. Let me just move it over a bit. And I do my coefficients. Follow my fingers. 4 times something, 44. It's got to be an 11 there. A times something, a, just leave it. B squared times something, b4. It's got to be a b squared there. Okay? C's easier than it looks. Again, you've got a common bracket there. So what we do is we drop the common bracket, just one of them. And then this is what we call our leftovers, or what I call our leftovers. You got 3x plus 5y is your leftovers. And you fully factored that. Now, if you remember from, I think Ms. Tegani did this lesson, FOIL. If you do FOIL on this, you're going to get the question as your answer. So FOIL is the opposite of factoring. Okay? Letter D, trinomial. Let's coefficients, 5, 10, 35. I can pull out a 5. Can I pull out an x? I got x squared, x, but I got nothing here. And if I got nothing here, I can't pull an x out. So I got to make my big bracket, and I've got a trinomial in here. 1, 2, 3 terms. Okay, it's going to be a minus here. It's going to be a plus here. So, look at my two fingers. 5 times something is 5. Just leave it. Okay? But then I've got, this has to equal 5x squared. So I've got to drop my x squared here. Because 5 times x squared is 5x squared. So you're kind of working backwards, right? You're distributing to look for this answer. So 5 times x squared, 5x squared. Okay? Second arrow, 5 times something, 10. And then I got to drop the x to put an x there. And last one, 5 times something, 35, 7. Okay? So have your teacher go to the next screen there, because I'm going to stop this and then we'll continue on the back, okay?